Hey everyone, Bobo here for Crisis in the Toyverse, Comic Crusaders, all that fun jazz stuff that we got going on. So my Spawn 3 pack arrived today, so that's pretty cool. However, I'm going to be doing a reveal discussion with, if you look under Instagram, at detour underscore customs. Me and him are going to talk about the modern and the classic version. However, the artist proof I wanted to discuss and kind of break down for everyone. So I'm going to go over articulation right off the bat, and then I'm going to go over the look and design, and then we'll talk about the packaging and, you know, the comic and overall thoughts at the end. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, so here we are. Let's go over the articulation because I know there's people frustrated and people happy and all that fun jazz. So I popped the head off, as you can see, so let's look at that first. It looks up pretty good on that ball peg, it looks like, and then it's kind of stiff right now because it's new, but it can look down. It goes side to side really with no problem at the head. It's nice that this head is, you know, on a separate piece there. So once again, looking up, really no issue. And then looking down, it doesn't really fault anything too much, which is nice to see. Now, once it's plugged in on that weird, you know, joint, it does get weird. I know this is the artist proof, so there's no color there, so just be aware of that. I just wanted a detailed review on this version because it hasn't gotten a lot of love. So as you can see, it does move around, but it does get awkward because of the cut. Now the arms are hindered by the cape. The cape's a big solid piece, but they do go side to side. They only go forwards and back only, you know, X amount because of that cape. And then once we go to the bicep cut, there is a bicep cut there, which is nice. It does rotate, so really don't have any issues there. The arms do bend and hinge at the swivel and hinge if whatnot, so there's that. And then you got a swivel and hinge at the hands as well, and then you do get alternate pairs of hands with that. Now the body's got that weird sculpt going. It does go forward, but it goes back up because of the weight. You can bring it back as well. It's kind of awkward to maneuver, so just be aware of that. And then it goes side to side and all the way around, so you do get some articulation there. I know it's not what everybody wanted, but it's there. Legs do the splits with no problem. They do kick forward and they do go back, and there is a swivel at the thigh, and then you got a double bend at the knee, and then you got a boot swivel, and then, you know, a hinge that goes up and back like that, and then you got ankle rotation. And of course we have the mighty toe hinge. Now something I didn't notice at first that I had to go back and re-record going through this whole process was the fact that the other side of the leg actually has several different cuts going on there, but we'll tackle that in a moment. The hinge at the cape goes back and forwards like so. That's what you're going to get out of it. So just be aware of that. It is what it is. But going back to this part right here, there is a thigh cut, an upper thigh cut right there, and then you have the boot cut down there as well. So that is the articulation for this guy. Now, in terms of aesthetic, once again, this is the artist proof, so you're not going to have the paint detail there, but you do have the sculpting detail, which came out really nice on the head. I mean, there's a lot going on here. I could see customizers having a blast with this design and creating their own versions that may not match up to what was delivered, but may be more fan inspired in terms of how they want to apply the paint. The metal chain still looks good. The skulls really look good, actually, now that I'm looking at it, so that's very nice. And then of course we have the cape with the, you know, the folds and creases and whatnot. All that looks good. We got that torso at the angle. I know it bothers everyone, but hey, I knew what I was getting involved in, so I'm not going to harp on it. Some people will. I'm not going to be that person. Then, of course, on the side here, you have that more texturized design that looks really good. The sculpt really is beautiful, and I think the artist proof kind of brings that to light in some ways without paint, so that's very nice. And then, of course, we got the arms, you know, with the gauntlets, and then, you know, armband with the spikes, the hand, of course, right here, and then you got that crack detail in there. I believe that's part of the sculpt. I certainly hope so, but there's that as well. And then on the other side, it's a little more, I don't want to say plain, but not as wow factor, if you will. And then you got the chains here. The chains on this version, I believe, are more clean than what you get with the other two. Once again, I haven't opened those other two. We're waiting on that. So, but you got that skull design right there in the front there. And then you got one on the back, and that's something I haven't seen many people talk about, which is something I wanted to bring up, which is cool. And then you see where the chains go and connect there. And then moving down, we got our pouches, we got our muscles, we got the spikes there right around the boot area, and then we got those toes and those feet. So it's a very nice design. I have to say, the artist proof isn't going to be for everyone, but the design I do like, so I dig it. And now as for the cape, you can see the cape molded basically because it's that artist proof. Once again, take a shot every time I say artist proof, but you got all the creases and stuff going on there that make up the cape. I'm actually surprised. I know some people have complained that the hinges look ugly. I mean, you can tell where the hinges are, but it's not that bad. I know there's going to be people with differing opinions, and please share yours in the comments below. Let me know. I'm curious to see what other people think about this. And then, of course, you got the cape at the top right there with the swooshing in the wind design. It looks very cool. It's reminiscent of what we've seen with the original, and just updated, if you will. That's all I got to say about the cape, basically. Going on to the weapons. Now, you got the big sword, you got the plank, you got the necroplasm, you got the necroplasm knife, and the alternate head. And as you see, the sculpt on that alternate head's nice. I'm not gonna say I'm a little disappointed it wasn't connected like the original Spawn head, but the detail on this thing's nice. The detail on the sword's great too. You got that skull there, it's just a big imposing sword. It's got detail on it, and I'd be interested to see how people paint this up as compared to the standard release of this Kickstarter. And then going right here, you remove that peg. That allows the sword to fit in the alternate hands that you get. And it goes in and out, and then popping it back on really isn't too much of an issue. So it's nice that they did that. And then, of course, we got the plank with, you know, the nails, and it's just a weird weapon. Can I just say that? It's just a weird weapon. It's a cool weapon, but it's just weird. Now, this necroplasm, I don't know if this is included in the other versions of the figures, but I do like this. I really like this a lot. This is kind of cool. I wish we got one of each. And then, of course, we have the sword dagger here, which is, it's okay. I mean, it wasn't, you know, talked about, so it is what it is. Now, let's talk about the box itself. A lot of people talking about this is the first thing they go to. It's nice. It's got the gray to represent, you know, the black and white version of this character. Of course, you got the front of the box there. Really not too much to say. I just wanted to show it off. And then you got the figure packed in. And then, as of course, you can see all the weapons, which we just discussed. And then here we go with the figure outside of the or inside the package with the comic book. And then let's go ahead and talk about that comic book. So it's black and white. You go through, it's all these pages. Based on the other reviews that I've seen, it seems like all of them are in black and white. But hey, that's cool. I'm not gonna, it doesn't bother me. You know, some people bought this for the comic and having a figure. Some people bought it thinking that it was gonna be an articulated figure. So it's nice that you have all these different ways you can approach this. And then real quick, here's a size roundup with various figure lines I collect, just so you can see where this Spawn stands. And then here's some of the latest Spawn releases from McFarlane Toys, along with that Kickstarter. So all in all, pretty cool. All right, so that's going to pretty much wrap up my thoughts about the artist proof Spawn. Now, I will say that this version's probably going to be for the customizer out there, or those who ordered the 3-pack, or those who ordered the 3-pack with the autograph, or those who were just looking for something different on their shelf. Having the Kickstarter now in my hands, it's very exciting to have it. I know it was a very long wait for all of us, but I'm happy it's here. I know there's people who are going to put Todd on blast for all the other stuff that they were expecting, and I understand it. I even respect it. But for me, it's a lot more simple. So that's pretty much my thoughts. Head over to comiccrusaders.com for more fun. Thank you guys so much, and share your thoughts below. And as always, take care. Until next time, great googly moogly.